Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from an undisclosed location in Los Angeles, California, this is
Commercial King.
Downshift. Okay. Now cut it off. Just turn it off. Let it rest.
Live!
Turn the key off. Thank you for joining us tonight, people, mythical beasts from around the world.
Woo!
People who love to share in the fact that we are watching our show, which is on television, on the internet.
If you're watching for the first time, unfortunately, this is the last time. This is the last opportunity to do this because, let me explain something. RhettandLink Commercial Kings, the TV show on IFC, is continuing on, but this is the last live broadcast that we're going to be doing during the encore presentation.
So thanks for joining us. You can chat with us. You can ask us questions in the chat room. They will be noted and passed along to us, so we will glance down and read them ourselves and answer them. So if you have any questions specifically related to the pro wrestling episode or the Colonics episode, also the hot yoga episode, which just aired moments ago. Now the pro wrestling episode, which premiered last week, is airing, and then the next 4 Fridays, you get 4 brand new RhettandLink Commercial Kings episodes, people.
And see, we read the questions in the chat room and the comments, like, for instance, from Ben the Hen 2000. He says, "This is my first time here."
Welcome, Ben the Hen. Ben, are you sure you shouldn't be a rooster? You need to think about that.
Yeah, think about that, Ben. You can also ask us questions over on the Twitter. Using
a little identity crisis there.
Hashtag
Ben.
Commercial Kings. And we're going to continue live tweeting for the rest of the season during, there's 4 more episodes to go. 6 down and 4 to go for season 1, 10 episodes. Tonight you saw the Colonics and Hot Yoga episode featuring Grammy Award-winning musician Richard
Neal.
Marx.
Oh, no, Richard.
And Link Neal and Rhett McLaughlin.
I have not won a Grammy.
I want a hammy.
We made a CD, our first musical CD that we ever made. And we sold a limited quantity of those. The name of our CD was "Just Mail Us the Grammy."
Yeah, I love it.
There's something in my mouth. There's like hair in my mouth.
Well, take care of that. Thanks to all of you who have been joining in on the conversation on Twitter. And for those of you who have discovered and are partaking and participating in the Get Glue thing that's happening over there, you're getting stickers and you're checking in on the show. And you actually brought Commercial Kings into the number 5 spot last week. Number 5 television show in the universe.
How do they do that? Go to getglue, GETGLUE.com, and then just figure it out from there.
I think you just Google Get Glue. I don't know if maybe it works at getglue.com. I should probably figure that out.
If you're doing as you should, you're watching the pro wrestling episode along with us. We're watching it down here on the screen, and I'm seeing me get trained to be a pro wrestler by Ryan Katz, a.k.a. Smiley, a.k.a. GQ Money, owner and operator and proprietor of Make Me a Pro Wrestler Pro Wrestling School. This was actually the first episode that we shot. You know, they didn't air in the order that we shot them. Excuse me.
And I got to admit that, you know, I did some sports like back in my younger days, but I pretty much don't do anything active except like get up and go to the bathroom at this point in my life.
Sometimes you go really quickly.
Yes. Sometimes I have to rush, you know, if I haven't timed it right.
You have to be very athletic to get to the facilities.
But what I'm saying is that I'm not active anymore, and so going to pro wrestling school is something I was not prepared for. And I have a horrible back. It gets hurt all the time. So I was just, you can see it on my face. One of the things that Link pointed out when we were watching the edit of this when it first started coming out is there.
We're watching it right now.
I have a sense of discomfort and fear on my face most of this episode because I'm so uncomfortable, and it's totally authentic.
We never aspire to be pro wrestlers, but you know, I'll tell you, it in some way, by the end of this experience, I was almost semi-seriously considering it because pro wrestling runs deep within my veins. If you watch one episode of our morning talk show from a few months back, Good Morning Chia Lincoln, we talked at length, ad nauseum, about pro wrestling. I had like pro wrestler action figures that I would like. Rhett, you'd come over to my house and like we'd hang out, and I would be like playing with pro wrestlers.
Well,
and this,
I would
this
expect
is a couple of weeks ago.
I would come over to Link's house, and I would expect like, all right, I'm going over there. We're gonna go outside and do something in the country that surrounds Booties Creek, North Carolina. But Link would be like, I have a non-articulating Hulk Hogan and a non-articulating Andre the Giant. They're just like these rubber guys that you might be able to bend their arm a little bit, but it would instantly pop back into position. So they couldn't do any moves on each other, and they were like this big. They were too big for the ring. It was like they didn't match the ring.
I don't want to rehash that whole conversation. You can search Pro Wrestling GMCL and probably find it.
Okay.
Where we talked about that. That was my point. That we already talked about it.
Okay. Well, I wanted to talk about it again.
But this was kind of a dream come true. So when Ryan said, you know what, I'm going to train you guys, and not only am I going to teach you how to suplex each other, which he said he was going to do, and I think he already did by this point in the episode, he said, I'm going to give you personas. And so, of course, none of this is planned ahead of time. Ryan says, tell me something about yourself, Rhett, so that I can take that and make it into your wrestling persona. And the first thing that came out of your mouth was,
I'm kind of into beef jerky.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that came out.
Right, and
then he pointed out,
that's not going to work.
On
Wrestler. Have you heard of the wrestler who loves beef jerky?
But he was not dead at the time that I said that. So
Randy Macho Man Savage, he sponsored beef jerky, but that wasn't his like. That's not what he was known for. It wasn't like Randy the Beef Jerky Savage. He was the Macho Man.
Yeah.
It came in a different order.
Yeah, it was a bad idea. But then the next thing I said was, oh, I don't like animals. And that was not true. I mean, I don't have any pets, but I don't dislike animals. It's just, you put me in wrestling school and I say crazy things. But it made a great character.
Yeah, it did.
Wretched Rhett.
And then Ryan puts me on the spot and he's like, well, tell me about you. And I'm like, I like wrestling. That was kind of a lame answer. But I don't know. I don't know if I was trying to be funny when I said it or if it just, I guess that's just what I was thinking.
I'll be the first to admit that my wrestling costume is embarrassing on many levels. I mean, we went to the thrift store down the road to get this stuff. And there's all the animal print stuff at the thrift store is for women. And if you haven't noticed, I'm bigger than a woman. I'm bigger than the average woman. I'm 6'7". I've never met a woman my height.
Not in the chest area, though.
But no, but I'm just...
You don't have...
The length. So I put on these women's clothing, and it's like the leopard print thing stopped right here. So I had to then get another leopard print shirt and wear it around my stomach. That's why my outfit looks so ridiculous, because I have two shirts on.
I was going to stand up again. I was going to try to look like when you stood up, that's like you were even taller than you were, like this.
Yeah, my head's way up.
Come back down, Rhett.
So anyway... your costume...
You're saying your costume was embarrassing? At least you weren't exposing one of your nipples.
Yeah, but your costume was like an authentic
wrestling
costume.
That's because it was Ryan's. I was like, Ryan,
it was a custom-made wrestling costume.
You got to help me out here. So that's why you'll see that Superfan, the S is with a $, because I just used GQ Money's outfit. And I don't know if that's how I would have designed it. If it was me, Ryan.
It's like Andre the Giant.
The MIP13 asks, will you ever go back to Hot Yoga or Colonics Place? Of course, the previous episode was just premiered. Sacramento, Yoga Loca, Hot Yoga Studio, and Fountain of Health Colonics. Would we ever go back to Hot Yoga or Colonics?
Well, I got to tell you that I will admit that I have a personality that is subjective, I'm prone. Stupid. I am prone to seeing something and then saying, I'm going to try that. So I've been going to...
What you say, Rhett? What you do is you see something, you say, I'm going to invest the rest of my life in that.
And then,
which means I'm going to try that for a few minutes. Forget about it.
I have been to 7 hot yoga classes, and I've signed up for 10 more. That is not a lie.
And the reason why wrestling
is my back.
Is because you're severely unactive.
So I take that back. I am not as active as not. I'm actually going to hot yoga on a semi-regular in there.
It's like 150. I have not elected to receive another colonic. If you can't tell from my experience, that.
Going to back to YouTube. Hooray for beta software. Alright. Broadcast now. Preview of that.
bound to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, our
Should.